Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all crushing it today, no matter where you are in this amazing world of ours. Today, we're diving deep into XRP, and I've got some incredible insights to share with you. Let's kick things off with this gem from Crypto Basic: why stablecoins can't make XRP obsolete in cross-border payments. Now listen, there's been a lot of chatter lately in the crypto space. People are saying stablecoins are stealing XRP's thunder, basically claiming XRP isn't needed for cross-border payments anymore. But here's the thing. David Schwartz has already shut this down multiple times. Here's why this narrative is completely wrong. Every single stablecoin needs a bridge currency. Think about it. Other countries aren't just going to roll over and accept the digital dollar. They're not going to welcome the digital euro with open arms either. It's just not happening. And you know what? I actually see stablecoins as something totally different. To me, they're like a gateway drug to crypto. Here's my take on this. Right now, we're getting banks and traditional institutions comfortable with stablecoins. They're testing the waters, getting their feet wet. But here's where it gets interesting. Eventually, they're going to start using actual cryptocurrencies instead. Why? Because we all know XRP provides that sweet on-demand liquidity that everyone's looking for. Plus, XRP is faster and cheaper than using RLUSD. But even when we're talking about moving stablecoins around, guess what? XRP still plays a massive role because it acts as that crucial trust layer. It can literally move anything of value. That's the beauty of it. Now, BlackRock's head of crypto, Robbie Mitchnick, knows exactly what I'm talking about. Check this out. When Robbie starts talking about Bitcoin being digital gold, was he secretly talking about XRP instead? Let me break this down for you.
Well, I think my advice is more for the people coming in how they approach the space. I think it's very important to be discerning and to be very particular about which assets one is going to hold, right? There's a reason Bitcoin is still roughly 65% of the market cap of the space, because it has very clear product market fit and investor narrative and a big addressable market as this digital gold-like asset. There's a reason there's consolidation in a lot of the rest of the market cap in a few top assets, which is those are the handful that have really proven themselves and developed some degree of product market fit and economic utility. One has to be very wary going far down the table. There's hundreds of thousands of crypto assets out there today. The vast majority of those are or will be totally worthless. And so investors have to be careful around that. And they also, I think, should be wary around trading on a short-term basis. Certainly, short-term levered basis is a tough game a lot of times in the crypto space. And I think the people who've done the best in this space have taken a much more long-term fundamental view and understood that you have to be patient and you have to understand that there's volatility in the space and there will be cycles.
Okay, so he covered a few key points in that clip. First off, and this is crucial, don't trade XRP. You buy it, you lock it away, and you wait for magic to happen. That breakout is absolutely coming. Trust me on this. But here's what's really interesting. Robbie used to work at Ripple, and BlackRock can never, ever talk about XRP directly. Have you noticed that? They'll never mention it outright. There's definitely something going on behind the scenes there. This insight comes from Smoke, and it's absolutely brilliant. XRP is the real digital gold for banks. Get this. Former Ripple CTO Stephen Thomas thinks we'll have gold that you can literally teleport into any vault in the world instantly using XRP. How insane is that? And here's a throwback for you. The 2013 XRP marketing brochure actually described XRP as gold in your hands, designed to be the most liquid token on the ledger. There's even a documented paper called Teleporting Gold that explains how XRP solves bank liquidity issues under Basel III. It reveals Ripple's master plan that banks will use XRP when liquidity reaches the right levels. So Robbie Mitchnick definitely knew all of this during his time at Ripple. So why do they always push the Bitcoin narrative instead? Here's another bombshell from that clip. He said most cryptocurrencies out there are going to zero. Sound familiar? Brad Garlinghouse said the exact same thing. 99% of crypto will disappear. Lehman Baird from Hedera echoed this too. Brad even mentioned that regulations might look like a black swan event because of this massive crypto purge coming. But here's the kicker. BlackRock can never mention XRP publicly. You know there's got to be an NDA between BlackRock and Ripple. That's the only explanation. Now, let's talk about this latest news that's got everyone talking. Latest XRP escrow move sparks wild speculation. So here's what happened. 4 million XRP got unlocked from escrow to an unknown wallet. People are freaking out, thinking it's some kind of mid-month escrow unlock. But hold up, Ripple had absolutely nothing to do with this. According to XRP Ledger Sleuth, and these guys track every notable transfer on the network, these tokens were locked and then unlocked at something called Flare Core Vault. Let me break this down for you. The Flare network is this blockchain project that integrates with XRP and other assets to enable smart contracts. Core Vault is basically the backbone of the F-asset system on Flare. It acts like a liquidity hub for assets that don't have smart contracts, starting with XRP, bringing them into the DeFi world through Flare. It holds underlying assets like XRP that are deposited by agents, so these assets can back the minting of F-assets. So this whole thing, it looks like it's going toward minting more FXRP. Look, there goes the narrative again. Ripple is dumping on the XRP community. You know what? People just don't understand what that escrow is actually going to be utilized for. It's to bring more utility to XRP, not less. This is exactly the kind of misunderstanding that creates unnecessary panic in the community. Now, here's something that caught my attention, and honestly, it perfectly shows the confidence people have in XRP right now. Cameron Scrubs from Tradeship University just made a bold move. This guy literally sold his McLaren to buy more XRP. He posted, "Sold my McLaren today for more XRP. I've had it for well over a year and would much rather have the equivalent in XRP. I will print a free McLaren by the time we hit all-time highs." Now that's what I call simple math, folks. And you know what? We've seen this pattern before. Every time crypto is about to absolutely explode, what happens? Lambo dealerships, Ferrari dealerships, they all start accepting Bitcoin, XRP, and Ethereum. It's like clockwork. But here's what's different this time around. People are going all in on XRP specifically. And honestly, I think they're making the smartest play possible. XRP has the best return on investment potential in this entire space, and it's going to shock so many people. I'm telling you right now, people's faces are going to melt during this run. You're going to see grown men literally weeping when they look at their portfolios this cycle. It's going to be that intense. Okay, this is huge news that just dropped. 5 XRP ETFs from some major players, CoinShares, Franklin Templeton, 21 Shares, Canary Capital, and Bitwise have just appeared on the DTCC list. This means those ETFs are definitely going live by the end of this month. I literally cannot wait to see what XRP looks like heading into December. We are about to enter the most exciting times, and honestly, I've been waiting for this moment for such a long period. You know, I started this channel during the bear market when nobody wanted to hear about crypto. The FTX crash was happening around that same time, and everything looked bleak.
But it was all about getting to this exact point, where we are right now, waiting for what's about to happen next. And listen to what CEO Steve McClurg from Canary Capital had to say about the XRP ETF.
When you look at the flow that we've seen with Solana, the BSOL, Bitwise did a great job getting that one out on the ground. And absolutely crazy numbers. One of the best performing ETFs that we've seen so far, especially in digital assets. How do you think these XRP ETFs will perform against that?
Yeah, I actually think that XRP will probably double what Solana did in its
Wow.
first week and even today, as far as volume and as far as total AUM. Um, if you just even look at the market caps of the two tokens, XRP is about 50% higher than Solana.
Yeah.
But the difference is, and we experienced this with HBAR last week or 2 weeks ago now. The HBAR ETF experienced $70 million in inflows just in the first 3 days. And it's because it's really well known among institutional circles
Exactly.
and enterprise investors.
Yeah.
So even though it's not a big retail product, it doesn't have a ton of volume, it's got the right kind of interest. And that's how XRP is. Solana is probably a little bit more of a retail token. XRP is much more of a financial services, enterprise, institutional token. And when you put that into an ETF, even though it's only 50% more market cap, it'll probably be 100% or 200% more inflows because of the institutional audience.
Did you catch that? The institutional money is coming for XRP in a big way. He's expecting it to not only outperform the Solana ETF, but literally double the inflows that the Solana ETF received. They know the demand is absolutely massive. And here's the key difference. This isn't retail investors buying XRP anymore. This is institutional money. And that's why this is going to be completely game-changing. Scott Besson just dropped some incredible news. The US Treasury and IRS issued new guidance today that grants crypto exchange-traded products, ETPs, a clear path to stake digital assets and distribute staking rewards to retail investors. This is absolutely massive. It looks like both the Treasury and the IRS are getting ready for the future of crypto, and it's all going to be about staking moving forward. Think about this. We didn't have these options back in 2022 and 2023 when crypto looked like it was going to completely flatline. XRP went sideways for such a long period of time. It would have been incredible to stake your XRP back then and earn more XRP, but at least it's happening sooner rather than later. Here's something critical that's flying under the radar. Global banking systems face a November 22nd deadline to migrate to the ISO 2022 financial messaging standard. This ends years and years of delays. Now, I've seen plenty of people saying this is just going to get delayed again. But here's the thing. It's not getting delayed anymore. This is going live on November 22nd. That is the final deadline to migrate. Period. And here's what's absolutely incredible. Take a look at what this article reveals. ISO 2022 friendly cryptos like XRP, XLM, HBAR, IOTA, ALGO, QNT, and XDC stand to benefit as digital assets integrate with traditional finance. Let me tell you something. ISO 20022 is going to be a way bigger deal than most people realize. We're about to witness firsthand how this is going to absolutely impact the price of these cryptocurrencies. And guess what? This also happens by the end of this month. No more delays, no more excuses. This insight comes from Eleanor Terrett, and it's spot on. Here's some political news that caught my attention, and honestly, it's pretty significant for our space. Former U.S. Senate candidate Johnny Deaton just announced he's running to unseat Senator Markey in next year's midterm elections. Now, Markey is 79 years old and has been in Congress for more than 5 decades, first in the House and now as Massachusetts' junior senator. Deaton, who's a pro-crypto lawyer, ran against Senator Warren in 2024, but lost by about 19% of the vote. But here's what's interesting. He told reporters he believes the race against Markey will be completely different. And honestly, I think he might be right. Markey is considered strongly anti-crypto. He's voted against the passage of the FIT21 Act and other pro-crypto initiatives in Congress, so getting him out would be huge for our industry.
Let's really hope Johnny Deaton wins this time around. This guy has been fighting to get into Washington specifically because he's pro-crypto. And if you don't know who Johnny Deaton is, remember all the incredible work he did for the XRP community during the Ripple versus SEC case? That's the kind of champion we need in Washington. I would absolutely love to see him win in the midterms. Having someone like that fighting for crypto in the Senate would be game-changing. But listen, like I've been saying throughout this entire video, big things are about to happen for XRP. I literally cannot wait to see how everything looks as we head into the end of November. I think we're going to be looking at a completely different XRP very, very soon. The pieces are all falling into place. The ETFs, the institutional money, the regulatory clarity, ISO 2022 implementation, it's all converging at the same time. And until it all unfolds, stay patient, stay strong, and keep accumulating if you can. What do you think about these massive developments? Are you as excited as I am about what's coming? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, especially about Johnny Deaton's political run and the ISO 2022 deadline. Don't forget to smash that like button if this breakdown opened your eyes to what's really happening with XRP. Subscribe for more insider analysis like this. I'll see you in the next one, where we'll dive even deeper into this incredible crypto revolution that's about to unfold.